Alright, today is Blade Friday, and on Blade Friday I always like to invite Captain Morgan over, as long as he brings his original spiced rum. So let's take a look at this blade. If you're looking for this blade on Amazon, you have to look under generic D2 G10 hunting knife. It's really a big one. It's almost as big as the Cold Steel Luzon. Very close. Couple things about this. It's got G10 handles, and these ridges are really deep. It's really nice. It's got some pretty good traction notches right back there. And the only drawback is it doesn't have a flipper, which would be really nice. But you can open it with a thumb. If you're really good, you can open it like that and then flip it the rest of the way. It's got a liner lock with traction notches on it. A couple of drawbacks, like I said, one was there's no flipper. That would be really nice. And if you look in the lanyard hole, you can see that the blade falls right into that hole. So if you got a piece of paracord in there, you might have some trouble. So let's look at some of the specs on this knife. The blade length is right at 6¼ inches. Overall length is, it looks like it's about 12¼ inches. The weight, let's look at the weight on this thing. See if we can get a weight on this. I'm going to have to use my drop test board. Alright, the weight is 7.6 ounces, so it's pretty heavy. Let's do a little cut test, see how sharp it came from the factory. And this is made, I do believe this is made in China. It's fairly sharp. Not quite razor sharp like I would rather have it. But for under $20 knife, it's not bad. This is definitely one that I would put in the trunk or in the toolbox. Has a nice opening and closing, nice and smooth. Just not a fast opening blade. Let's do one more test. Try to do a drop test. It's got a nice point, so it might work. Okay, so it passes the drop test. And that is the generic D2, oh yeah, it's got D2 steel. Let's see if it says on the blade. I don't see it marked on the blade. Anyway, it says in the description it's got D2 steel, G10 handles, and I suppose it'd make a really good hunting knife. And that is Blade Friday. Let's give a little cowbell to the Captain Morgan spiced rum detail. Knuckle bump.